Nityanandam, are you one of the parents who have children, teenagers, or youngsters suffering from a pattern of addiction? Addiction such as substance abuse, video game addiction, food addiction, alcohol addiction, drugs addiction, video gaming addiction, smoking addiction, etc. These are the common addiction globally, as reported by the Addiction Helper. Now, if you are facing this situation, this video can be a good resource for you to think about how you can help your loved ones to come out of addiction. My name is Manitya Rugananda. I'm from Your Presence Heals. Recently, I've been working with some teenagers on the problem of addiction. So I would like to take this opportunity to share what I've learned as well as some of the basic truth about addiction. Actually, I've already recorded one video on how one can get out addiction. But in this situation, I'm going to zoom in specifically on teenagers. So some basic truth about addiction that you need to know. Okay? Let me just recap on some of the basic truth. First of all, you need to know that addiction is nothing but an escape from life, meaning the individuals who is not able to accept what life is presenting in front of them, they try to create certain escapism from whatever thought currents and issue in their life. As a result, they seek external distraction, whether it's in the form of substance abuse or in the form of gaming, anything, just to elongate the joy shaft because they are not able to handle whatever that is bothering them, the issues they are not able to deal with. They try to go out in the external world in a form of entertainment to forget about these issues that they are facing. So as a result, it becomes a habit easily. Everything that is unconscious. See, addiction happens easily whenever an individual is not able to be in restful awareness with themselves. When they are not able to handle being in restful awareness in themselves, they try to divert their energy outside in a form of distraction, entertainment. Anything that is done unconsciously becomes a habit so quickly. As a result, whether it's smoking, alcohol, food, that develop into certain kind of addiction very quickly because it is done from the space of unconsciousness. So because of that, when an individual start living with a pattern of addiction, be very clear. A life with addiction is such an abusive way of living. It is disrespecting the very life itself. So it is like a slow death, abusing one's body and basically leading the path of self-destruction. It is like people with addiction are like living dead who are yet to be buried. So it is really important to help the loved ones, the people you really care, to come out of addiction pattern. Next, I want to talk about addiction as a conscious cancer. See, I can tell you addiction can only be burned by the fire of consciousness. It means bringing awareness. And because addiction can only happen in an unconscious zone, you can't have addiction when someone is aware and conscious. Therefore, the only antidote for addiction is by infusing consciousness, awareness, through spiritual understanding, through spiritual practices. These are the permanent solution. This is what I have found, that people with addiction if they want to come out of the pattern consciously, they have to bring consciousness, and simply by being aware, they can walk out the addiction permanently. Otherwise, they'll be sucked back into the addiction very easily again. Because one thing you need to know about addiction is when you will make you feel that if you don't do it, you feel terrible. But because you'll be missing it. But when you do it, you won't feel the joy, because you'll feel guilty, because you know it's no good for you. So either way, it's a situation like you're creating a hell within you. Do or not do, you feel horrible. So that is a situation created by addiction. It is actually a lot of self-torture. Now, so I want to talk about some of the important solutions that you can help your loved ones to come out of addiction. First thing, they need to be aware of what they are trying to escape from, which means you need to help them to find out their root pattern. Something happened in the early childhood or first 7 years of their age that make them carry certain incompletion or hangover. See, like the boy which I work with, the teenage boy, he comes from a broken family where parents are already divorced, separated. And he, at a very young age, he always felt that they are not there for him. Nobody cares about him, because at a very young age, he was already put in the grandparents' place. So, whereas other kids always have their parents with them, he always felt that he's alone, nobody loves him. So because of that wound he's feeling, he tried to escape from life by creating certain distraction, to create joy as a distraction entertainment for him, because he's not able to face this issue. So as a result, he seek this card gaming addiction for a long time, and it just get from the initial cheap thrill or high that he get, it become a pattern. And as a result of that, it create also the pattern of greed, wanting to have more and more. And the pattern of greed, because from the restlessness, it's very easy to develop other patterns like pattern of greed, desire, and pattern of anger. Because when you want to have the desire to continue to feed the addiction, when you are not able to get it, you develop pattern of anger. So from the pattern of addiction, other patterns also get developed in an unconscious way. So one of the things is help the child to understand what he or she is trying to escape from life. This is the first step, because escapism is never going to solve the problem. They have to face the wound, the wrong understanding they carry about themselves, bring them the right cognition about life, about them, about the whole. So that is the first step that I would recommend. The next thing that it is highly important also is to reprogram the muscle memory. See, addiction can only happen in the muscle memory level. In a human being, we have muscle memory, biomemory. The muscle memory are those things that you do repeatedly on a daily basis. It becomes part of you, a habit. That is muscle memory. So addiction happens at the muscle memory level, which means you can totally reprogram the muscle memory by infusing conscious practice called abhyasa, as given by Patanjali, the sage who basically compiled the Yoga Sutra. See, when you introduce conscious spiritual practice, whether it's yoga, whether it's certain meditation, whether it's certain chanting, anything that help them to become aware, bring them back to awareness, consciousness, will not only help to reprogram the muscle memory, but also infuse awareness and consciousness to the otherwise unconscious state of awareness. So giving them a certain set of spiritual routine on a daily basis is also an important factor. So for me, when I work with that teenage boy, I design a full practice for him, a daily practice where he spends about an hour a day with himself. See, when they spend time with themselves, what happens is that 1 hour a day spent in engaging with themselves, with the source of life, which is the consciousness, it not only heals them, but also make them feel, that they need to take responsibility in anything in their life. So that is one powerful way to reprogram their muscle memory from the pattern of addiction to also infuse awareness and consciousness, awakening their consciousness. So that is the second powerful technique that can help them to drop the pattern of addiction. So the next thing is basically help them to find their passion in life, what they have come down for, the life purpose. See, when they are not able to feel fulfilled, they are not able to feel excited, enthusiastic in life, they are not able to express their creativity. If you're able to help them to discover their life purpose, their passion in life, so much creativity can be awakened in them. Because of that, they become enthusiastic, engaged in life. With that, it's a lot easier for them to move away from the unconscious activity, whether it's smoking, whether it's drinking, all that. Because even though they know that it's detrimental to their health, but they are not able to come out because they are not able to engage in life in a meaningful way, in a conscious way, where they can experience fulfillment. So if you're able to help them discover their passion in life and start moving them to spend more time to discover their passion, that will basically inspire them to drop those addictive activities which lead them to more and more unconscious behavior, as well as create more patterns such as pattern of greed, pattern of anger, frustration. And when you are frustrated, you're not able to live your life the way you want, you get depressed. So all this can become a vicious cycle if you don't lead them to, becoming inspired and enthusiastic about life. So these are some of the very, very important solutions that you can start thinking. See, I'm a living Hindu. One of the things that I discover, the Vedic lifestyle, is nothing but conscious entertainment. Everything in the Vedic lifestyle, it's about awakening the consciousness. It is consciousness-based entertainment. So it is very important for parents, teachers, to infuse awareness in children through spiritual practices like yoga, meditation, breathing technique like pranayama, puja, worship, even chanting, all those festivals, which again and again remind them back to awareness, consciousness. These are conscious practices, not only balance them, but also create a space of possibility in all of them. So I personally feel that this Vedic lifestyle, it's a very, very powerful way in terms of living consciously, and simply addiction will be dropped if they are living in a conscious way. So with that, I would like to end this video. These are just some of the tips that you can think about how to help your loved ones in coming out of addiction. If you have any questions, any doubts, whatever I have spoken in this video, feel free to drop me a note in the chat, I will be more than delighted to answer and guide you. With that, I would like to conclude today's video. Nityananda.